Chosen one, I declare this over you from the very first word of this message. God is not disappointed in you. He is not waiting for you to finally get it right. He is not shaking his head at your delays, your detours, the long seasons where your faith looked more like survival than certainty. He is not tallying your failures or measuring the distance between who you are and who he called you to be. He is laughing with pride, with a joy so full and so completely holy that the sound of it shook heaven itself. And in the middle of that laughter, he claimed you. He turned the attention of everything around him toward the very thing you thought was your failure, your hidden season, your unanswered prayers, your quiet endurance in rooms where no one was watching. And he made a declaration. He said words that carry more weight than any human recognition has ever carried over your life. That is my chosen one, not one of the many. Not a chosen one among others who made it more obvious. My chosen one. The possessive, the ownership, the pride of a father who is not shy about claiming you before all of heaven. This is not wishful thinking. This is not a motivational message designed to make you feel good for 20 minutes before the feeling fades. This is the truth of what God sees when he looks at you. When he looks at the whole of who you are, the years you have walked, the price you have quietly paid, the faith you have held when holding it made absolutely no logical sense at all. Today, I am going to take you through every layer of what that declaration means for your life, for your identity, for what is being arranged right now in a dimension you cannot see yet. You are not here by accident. What is coming is for you. Receive it. Before I show you what God said and what God saw, I need to sit with you for a moment in the place where you actually are. Because the truth is, you came here from somewhere. You came here carrying something, and I do not want to talk about the joy of heaven before I honor the weight you have been living with on earth. So let me name it. You have been faithful for longer than most people would have stayed. You have been praying things that have not visibly moved yet. You have been trusting a process that has given you very little external evidence to work with. You have been showing up quietly, consistently, without fanfare, without confirmation, without the kind of visible progress that would make it easy to keep going. And you have kept going anyway. That is not nothing. That is extraordinary. There is a question sitting in you. A question you might not even have full words for yet, but it goes something like this. Is any of this going anywhere? Not, said dramatically. Not, said in despair. Just quietly, the kind of question that surfaces when you are too tired to keep it politely buried. You have been praying, you have been trusting, you have been faithful, and the evidence of where that faithfulness has landed is still quiet. Does God see this? Is any of this worth something? Am I on the right path? You do not say it out loud. You do not tell most people, but it is there. I came here today because of that question, and I am going to give you the full answer. Not a partial one, not comfort that fades by tomorrow. The full answer. Before we go any further, I want you to do something. Leave a comment right now and write the word ready. This is not just a comment. This is your covenant with heaven. When you type ready, you are telling God that you are prepared to receive what he has been holding for you. Do it now. Type ready and let heaven know that you are serious about your breakthrough. Now, let me name the actual texture of what you have been carrying, because I think you have been carrying it without anyone ever describing it accurately enough for you to fully feel understood. You have been faithful when no one knew. The prayers prayed in private. The decisions made for integrity when no one would have found out either way. The choosing of trust when every logical signal pointed in the other direction. And then there is the comparison. That quiet, persistent awareness of people around you who are moving forward, getting the promotion, getting the relationship, getting the public moment that you have been believing for privately. You watch it happen, and you are genuinely happy for them. And something underneath that happiness aches in a way you are not entirely sure you are allowed to name. You are not bitter, not really. You are tired and wondering. There is the prayer fatigue, the specific exhaustion of having prayed the same prayer for so long that you have started to feel strange saying it again. Not because you stopped believing, but because there is a particular kind of weariness that comes from holding something open in faith for years without seeing it close. There is the confusion about direction, the season where you cannot tell whether what is happening is preparation or failure, whether the quiet is formation or forgotten, whether you are in the wilderness because God is building something, or whether you missed a turn somewhere and have been faithfully walking the wrong road for too long. I see all of it, and I want you to know something clearly. That is not weakness. Every single thing I just named is the weight of a calling that is bigger than anyone around you currently has room to understand. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are not failing. You are carrying something. Part of what makes the hidden place so disorienting is that the signs of what is actually happening do not look the way we expect them to look. So let me give them their real names. The first sign is a fatigue that sleep does not fix, not tiredness from doing too much. A bone-level exhaustion, the kind that is there when you wake up and does not fully lift, no matter how much rest you get. Nothing medically wrong has been found. Here is the name for it. Your body is processing spiritual weight. You are bearing something that exists at a level deeper than the physical. The second sign is emotional waves that arrive with no clear cause. You are in the middle of a completely ordinary moment, and something rises in you. Tears you did not invite. A sadness that has no explanation, or a sudden rush of hope that passes just as quickly. This is not instability. This is what happens when a spirit is doing deep work. You are releasing things you did not know you were still holding. The third sign is dreams that feel more real than the day. Dreams where you wake up and the feeling stays in your body for hours. In the language of the sacred texts, dreams have consistently been the communication channel God uses during seasons of formation and preparation. The fourth sign is that old environments and old conversations have started to feel wrong in ways you cannot fully explain. Spaces that used to be comfortable now feel suffocating. You are not becoming difficult or ungrateful. Your frequency is changing. The further into formation you go, the more sensitized you become to what is and is not aligned with where you are heading. The fifth sign is that numbers, songs, and overheard words keep arriving at impossible moments. You look at a clock and it says, 11:11 again. A song begins and the lyric speaks directly to the very thing you just laid before God. Coincidence does not have a frequency. What you have been experiencing has a pattern to it. Heaven communicates in the language of what the receiver can notice. The sixth sign is a physical tension in your chest or across your shoulders that intensifies when you think about your future. You have probably been calling it anxiety. I want to offer you a different name. What you are feeling is the physical sensation of carrying an assignment before it has been formally released. The body is always the first place where spiritual realities begin to press. These 6 signs, in their combination, in their persistence, are not evidence that something has gone wrong. They are evidence that something significant is happening. Something that is preparing you for a moment that is closer than any of the circumstances around you currently suggest. And right now, before we go any further, I want to pause here with you. We are believing God for the final $5,000 to complete this mission. And I want to invite you to be part of how he answers that prayer. Visit the link in the description below, or scan the code on your screen. Sow a seed. Not because you have to, but because your yes, given before you see the outcome, is one of the most powerful acts of faith you can make. What you release in faith is never lost. It is planted. And in due season, what you sowed into this mission will rise as a harvest in your own life. Because heaven never forgets a gift given from the heart. Check the description and the comments for that link whenever you feel moved. Now, let us continue. I want to bring you to a truth now. Not a comfortable one. A truth with real weight and real substance. And real consequence for how you understand everything you have been living through. Somewhere along the way, in the most honest and unguarded part of you, a version of this thought has found a home. That God's silence means his attention was somewhere else. That maybe, while you were in the hidden place, he was occupied with people whose lives were moving more obviously, more visibly, more spectacularly than yours. I need to interrupt that thought, not gently, directly. God was not elsewhere. He was watching, not in the vague theological sense of a God who is technically omniscient and therefore technically aware of all things. I mean, watching the way a master craftsman watches his most intricate work, with the full, specific, undivided attention of someone who understands that what is happening matters more than anything else in the room. Let me bring you to David, the youngest son of Jesse, on the day a prophet came looking for the next king of Israel. His own father did not call him in from the field. So completely outside anyone's imagination of what significant looked like, that the possibility of his importance did not cross the minds of the people who lived with him every day. Samuel went through all the other brothers, each of them impressive in the ways that impressive usually looks. Each time the answer was no. And finally, someone remembered. There was another one out there with the sheep, doing the unglamorous, unwitnessed work in the hidden place. David had been faithful out there, not performing faithfulness for an audience, because there was no audience. He fought a lion in the dark. He fought a bear when no one was watching, and no one knew, except one. The anointing that happened when Samuel arrived was not the beginning of God's attention on David. It was the public acknowledgement of an attention that had been present the entire time. The hidden years were not David's waiting room. They were his formation chamber. That is not a sequence of coincidences. That is a pattern. And I am telling you directly, it is your pattern too. If this message is landing, I want you to do one thing right now. Hit that subscribe button, not just for the channel, as a declaration that you are ready to keep receiving what God is saying through this space. Subscribe and join thousands of chosen ones walking this same path of formation and breakthrough. There is a verse in the book of Zephaniah, chapter 3, verse 17, that most people read and move past without fully stopping to receive what it is actually saying. The verse says, "The Lord your God is in your midst, a mighty one who will save. He will rejoice over you with gladness. He will quiet you by his love. He will exult over you with loud singing." Most people read the word rejoice, and a quiet image comes to mind. A gentle smile, a warm nod of satisfaction. But that image is so far below what the original language is actually saying that it is almost a different statement entirely. In the original Hebrew, the word translated as rejoice in that verse is the word yagil. And here is what yagil means. Not a quiet smile, not contained satisfaction. Yagil describes a joy that cannot stay still. It is the word used for spinning, for leaping, for a body that has been overtaken by a happiness so large that it moves before the mind gives it permission. The ancient writers used yagil to describe the kind of joy where your feet start moving before you decide to let them, where the response is already happening before the thought catches up. This is the word used in Zephaniah chapter 3 verse 17 to describe what God does over you. Let me say that again, slowly, because I do not want you to read past it. The joy that God has over you is not a quiet, polished, measured appreciation. It is a joy so large, so physical, so entirely full, that the ancient writers could only describe it as spinning, as leaping, as being unable to keep still. Think about a moment when you witnessed something extraordinary happen for someone you love. Not a small thing, something that cost them years. And then, the moment it came through, before any words formed, before any decision was made about what to do, your body was already moving toward them. Your face had already broken into something you did not choose. That is Yagil, and that is the word the ancient text uses for what God does when he looks at you. This is the God who has been watching your hidden season. His response to the fatigue, the prayers that seem to dissolve, the faithfulness with no witness, the fights in the dark when no one was watching, is not a polite nod. It is Yagil. If this truth is landing in a new way right now, if you feel something shifting in the way you understand the season you have been in, I want you to type the words I am seen in the comments, not for me, as a declaration, because that is what this moment is. You are being seen. You have been seen the entire time. Everything you have done in faithfulness in the hidden season has not dissolved into silence. It has not gone unregistered. Every act of faithfulness is being recorded, not as a metaphor, not as a poetic comfort offered to make waiting more bearable, but as the actual specific material of what God is building. This protocol has three components. The first is the act itself. Every moment you chose integrity when the shortcut was right there. Every prayer, every small faithfulness, every quiet decision no one witnessed. The second is the motive. God does not only record what you did, he records why. The motive of someone faithful with no audience and no reward is rare, and it is in the record. The third is the cost, the real cost, the years, the loneliness. God does not see only the act. He sees what the act cost the person who performed it. Now I want to come to the image of coal becoming diamond. Think about a piece of coal, dark, heavy, unremarkable, sitting in the earth where no light reaches and no one is particularly looking. And that is exactly the process. Because what is happening to the coal, inside all of that darkness and pressure, is not destruction. It is not stagnation. The darkness is the necessary condition. The pressure is the necessary mechanism. Here is the thing about a diamond that I need you to hold. The moment the diamond is fully formed, the diamond is already entirely itself. Before it is found, before it is cut, before any human eye has recognized it for what it is. You are the diamond. The hidden season has not been failing to produce something. It has been doing the only thing that produces what you are becoming. And the God who has been watching the entire time saw something forming in you that is further along than anything you have been telling yourself in the quiet of your honest moments. He laughed, not the laughter of distance, the laughter of pride. And in the middle of that laughter, he declared 5 words. I need to make sure we are carrying the right image when I say that God laughed. In the sacred texts, there are 2 very different movements that both get called laughter. The first kind is in Psalm 2, verse 4. The kings of the earth set themselves against the Lord and his anointed, and the response from heaven is described this way. He who sits in the heavens laughs. The Lord holds them in derision. That laughter is judicial. It is the response of a God whose view of the situation is so much larger than the situation itself, that the only appropriate response is that particular kind of knowing, settled, unrattled reaction. When you heard the words "God laughed" in the title of this message, was there any part of you that felt a quiet flinch? A small voice saying, "But what if it is that kind of laugh? What if God is laughing at the distance between who I thought I was and who I actually am?" I want to address that directly. That is not the laugh being spoken over your life. Go back to Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 17. There is no judicial distance in this verse. There is no settled knowing perspective, maintaining its composure. What this verse describes is a God who is so full of joy over the person he is looking at, that the joy finds sound. It finds movement. The ancient writers could not find a better image than singing, than the spontaneous expression that happens when something inside you is too large to stay quiet. The God who does not flinch, who does not tremble, that God became Yagel because of what he saw in you, in your hidden season, in the unglamorous, unwitnessed, unrecognized endurance of someone who kept believing in the dark when every surrounding signal suggested the dark was permanent. He laughed, not the laughter of distance, the laughter of pride, and the sound of that pride shook heaven. If something in you is receiving this, even quietly, even with some resistance still present, I want you to type the words "that is me" in the comments. Not as a performance. As a declaration, claim it. Say yes to what God already said. Take a real breath before I say the next thing. Not as a transition phrase, as a real instruction. Because what I am about to say has been building since the very first word of this message. Here are the 5 words. I want to say each one slowly, because each one carries something different. That is my chosen one. The first word is "that is." Not was, not might be. Not could be if the right boxes are checked. That is present tense. Immediate. The declaration is not conditional on anything that has not yet happened. It is about who you are in this moment. The second word is my, not a chosen one among many. My, the possessive, the ownership. The word a father uses when he is not just describing someone in his care but claiming them. When God says my, he is being possessive in the way that protects. This one belongs to me, and what belongs to me is covered by me. The third word is chosen. Chosen is not a word that describes what you decided. It is a word that describes what he decided. You did not choose your way into this. You did not perform your way into this. The choosing came from the one doing the choosing, the God who watched your long quiet seasons and your bone-deep fatigue and your faithful unwitnessed endurance. He chose, and the one he chose is you. That is my chosen one. Past tense choosing. Present tense declaring. Future tense implying that where this person is going has already been settled by the one doing the sending. If this is landing, if something in you is leaning forward, even cautiously, even with one hand still holding the resistance and one hand starting to open, type the words "I receive" in the comments. Not for me. As a signal to your own spirit that you are willing to receive what God has already spoken. Now there is something that is going to try to stop the next part of this message from fully landing. I am not saying it to be dramatic. I am saying it because I know what it sounds like. The resistance sounds very quiet, very reasonable. It sounds like humility. It says something like this, that is true for other people, for people who have walked faithfully, for people who have not made the mistakes I have made, for people whose faith has been more consistent than mine. But you do not know me. You do not know what I have done. You do not know the specific failures, the specific doubts, the specific moments I did not stay faithful. If you knew the full picture, you might not be saying these things to me. I hear that voice. I am not going to argue with it or dismiss it. I am going to sit with it and then show you exactly what it gets wrong. First, let me validate what is real in it. You are not making up the failures. The inconsistencies were real. There have been moments where you pulled back, where you went quiet, where the faith got cold before it found its warmth again. I am not here to pretend those seasons did not happen. But here is what the voice gets wrong. It assumes the declaration is conditional on the performance review. It assumes that somewhere in heaven there is a ledger, and the declaration only gets spoken if the faithfulness column outweighs the failures column. That is not what happened. God's declaration, that is my chosen one, was not the result of a calculation. It was the expression of a father looking at his own. A father does not look at his child and declare them his based on how often they got it right last quarter. A father looks at his child and says, mine because of who that child is, not because of how perfectly the child has performed. The choosing came first. The chosen one then lives out what a chosen one lives out, imperfectly, inconsistently, with cold seasons and mistakes and moments of pulling back. And through all of it, the declaration does not lift because the declaration was not based on the performance in the first place. Now the second layer. Part of you is afraid that the declaration is true. Not afraid in the way that looks like fear, afraid in the way that looks like hesitation, like the hand that opens halfway toward something and then pauses before it fully reaches. Because receiving this really means something shifts. And some part of you is not entirely sure you are ready for what shifts when you fully receive the declaration of a chosen one. What if I step into this and then disappoint the one who declared it? What if I receive the commission and I am not enough for what it opens? Those fears are real. But here is the reframe. The person who received breakthrough with no healthy fear, who went full speed into elevation, without any awareness of the weight it would carry. That person crashed every time. Your healthy fear is the evidence of your readiness, not the evidence against it. And now, the third layer, the guilt of growing. You have been changing, and the changing has created distance from people who knew an older version of you. A quiet but persistent sense that by growing, by becoming unavailable to what used to have access to you, by pulling back in ways you could not always explain, you were doing something wrong. I want to name that guilt very directly. When a chosen one is moving into the next stage of their calling, they naturally become less available to what belonged to an earlier stage. The guilt that comes from this is the enemy's most effective tool against the advancing chosen one, because it uses their own conscience against them. It makes their sensitivity into a weapon pointed at their own progress. You are allowed to protect what God is building in you. Pulling back from what drains you is not rejection. It is stewardship. Distance is not cruelty. Growth is not pride. And you do not owe anyone an explanation for becoming more of who God declared you to be. Before we go any further, if something in this message is already moving inside you, I want you to act on that. We are $5,000 away from completing this mission, and we are trusting God to raise it through people whose hearts are already stirred. The link is in the description below and pinned in the comments. When you pour into something that pours into you, you open a channel between yourself and heaven. Every gift, no matter the size, is a declaration that you are ready to receive. Check that link whenever you feel led. Heaven takes notice of every act of obedience. Now let us keep going. Now I want to name something specific about who you are. Not in general terms, not in warm, vague language that could apply to anyone. I want to name the specific assignments that God placed in you when He chose you. You carry illumination. When you walk into a room, into a conversation, into a situation where people are confused, and the way forward is not clear, Something in your presence begins to shift the atmosphere. Not because of what you say, though what you say matters, because of what you carry. The spaces where you show up become clearer. The people around you begin to think more clearly, see more accurately, find words for things they could not name before you arrived. This is not a personality trait you developed. This is an assignment that was placed in you. You are a light bearer. You speak what others feel but cannot say. You give language to the experience that has no name. You find words for the ache, for the hope, for the things sitting in a person that they have been trying to articulate for years and could not. When you speak, whether to one person or to many, whether in conversation or in prayer or in writing, something lands in the listener in a way that makes them feel understood, in a place they had stopped expecting anyone to reach. This is the voice. Your voice. The one that has been forming in the hidden season. The one that carries weight not just because of the words, but because of everything behind the words. You perceive what others cannot see. You sense patterns, movements. What is underneath the surface of what is visible? What is coming before there is evidence that it is coming? This sensitivity has felt for most of your life like a burden. Too much input, too much feeling, too much knowing that you could not verify. It is not a disorder, it is a commission. You are a seer. You were sent to break what came before you. There are patterns in your family, in your history, in the relational and generational cycles that have been passing through your line, that stop with you. Not because you are better than the people who carried them before you, because you were specifically chosen and specifically formed to be the one in your generation who says, this does not continue. You are the cycle breaker, and you hold ground under pressure. You do not collapse when the weight intensifies. The fact that you are here in this message, in this moment, still believing, still trusting, still present after everything the hidden season has cost you, is not stubbornness. It is warrior nature. The spiritual warrior does not retreat from what they were sent to hold. They hold the ground even when holding it is exhausting, even when no one can see that the ground is being held. You were made for this. You are the spiritual warrior. If you received your commission in this moment, if something in you said yes to what was spoken, I want you to type 2 words in the comments. Not for the count, not for me. As your declaration before whatever witness is in the room with you right now. Type I am, not I will be, not I hope to become. I am present tense, the language of settled identity, the language of the one who has received the declaration and is now living from it. I want to bring you to one more image. You know the process of a caterpillar becoming a butterfly. But here is the part most people do not know. What actually happens inside the cocoon is not a gentle, organized transformation. The caterpillar largely dissolves. The structure it had before breaks down. There is a period inside the chrysalis where you would see something that looks neither like a caterpillar nor a butterfly. Something formless. Something in the middle of a process, with no clear shape and no visible direction from the inside. And here is the thing. During that formless middle, the butterfly already exists, not in a theoretical sense. The biological information that makes it a butterfly is already present, already operative, already complete at the deepest level. The emergence has not happened yet. The wings are not visible yet, but the butterfly is. That is where you have been. The God who designed the process, who has been watching the entire restructuring with the Yagil joy of a father, who knows exactly what is emerging. He saw the moment the butterfly became fully itself inside the cocoon, and he laughed, and he said, "That is my chosen one. You are not waiting to become something. You already are the thing he declared. He has always been watching, even when from the inside all you could see was the dissolution. If you are someone who has been in the hidden season and you recognize yourself in this image, if the formless middle describes where you have been, type the words "I am emerging" in the comments. Not because the dissolution is over, because you now know what it has been producing. I told you at the very beginning that before this message was over, I was going to speak something over your life, something specific, not general encouragement that could apply to anyone. This is that moment. Take one more breath. Let everything that has been said today settle one layer deeper as you do. What comes next is not a conclusion. It is a ceremony, a sealing of everything that was opened in this message. And I want you to receive it not as words you are listening to, but as something being spoken over you. First, let us be grateful, not performed gratitude. Real gratitude. A pause that honors what we have walked through together and honors the God who has been present in every layer of this conversation. We are grateful for the hidden season, not because it was easy, but because nothing else would have produced what it produced. The character formed, the capacity built, the depth of foundation that now holds everything that is coming. We are grateful it was not shortened, even when we begged for it to be, because what was being made required the full duration of the making. We are grateful for every unanswered prayer that was actually an unfinished answer, for every silence that was not absence but attention, for every season that felt like abandonment and was actually investment. Now, let us release what needs to be released. We release the story that said the silence meant abandonment. It is done. We do not carry it forward. Release, we release the ceiling. The one built out of other people's limitations and other people's definitions of what was possible for someone like you. The ceiling is gone. It was never real release. We release the wound that made you question whether you were worthy of the declaration. The wound is real. The conclusion it drew about your worthiness is not. Release, we release the comparison. The years of measuring your timeline against someone else's. The years of looking sideways instead of forward release. We release the unworthiness voice. The old, borrowed, inherited voice that has been sitting in you for longer than you have had language to name it. We call it what it is. We let it go. Release. We release the fear of being seen. The part that has been hiding the light behind the very thing the assignment requires. The light bearer does not hide the light release. We release the guilt of growing. Every ounce of it, growth is not betrayal. Becoming is not abandonment, release. And now we activate. We activate the light bearer, the full, unrestrained, undiminished illumination that has been present through the entire hidden season. Let it move now without the hiding. The time for concealment is over. The light goes where the light was always going. We activate the voice, everything that was formed in the dark, all the weight of the hidden years behind every word. The voice is no longer finding itself. It knows itself. It speaks. We activate the seer, the full clarity of perception without apology, without the need to prove before responding. The sensitivity is the gift. It moves now without the suppression. We activate the cycle breaker, the full authority to end what was never supposed to continue. What stops here, stops here. What ends in this generation, ends in this generation. The patterns do not follow the chosen one forward. We activate the spiritual warrior, the one who holds the ground, who remains in the fight, who does not retreat from what they were sent to hold. The warrior stands. The warrior has been standing. The warrior continues to stand now with the full knowledge of what they are standing for. We call forth the right relationships. The ones who carry the frequency of what has been declared here today. The ones who speak the language of the chosen one, not because it was explained to them, but because they speak it themselves. They are looking for you, and you are no longer hidden from them. We open what disbelief kept closed, every door that fear sealed, every door that unworthiness locked. We open it now with the key of the declaration. God's chosen one has access to what God has prepared for his chosen one. And now, the declaration. Receive these words not as something said at you, but as something spoken over you, as a covering, as a sealing. I am God's chosen one, not because I performed for it, because he declared it, and the declaration is settled. I am the light bearer where I go. Clarity follows. The darkness does not define the space I walk into. I do. I am the voice. What was formed in the hidden season has weight behind it, and what I carry is needed. I am the seer. My perception is not a problem to manage. It is a commission to steward. I am the cycle breaker. What came before me does not follow me forward. The pattern ends in me. I am the spiritual warrior. I hold the ground. I have been holding it. I will continue to hold it, because I was made for exactly this. I am commissioned. I am covered. I am sent. Before you leave this message, I need you to do one thing. Type 3 words in the comments. Not for the count, not for me. As the declaration of a chosen one stepping into their commission, type I am commissioned. Present tense. The language of someone who has received the declaration and is now living from it. Do it now. If this word has poured into your life today, I want to invite you to pour something back. We are trusting God for the final $5,000 to see this mission through. And your seed, however small, could be what closes the gap. There is a link in the description below and pinned in the first comment. It does not have to be much. It is the heart behind it that matters. When you give into the work that speaks life into you, God takes that seed and multiplies it back into your own season. If you feel led, go there now. Every offering is seen. Every offering is honored. And God is not done. Do not say amen yet. I want you to sit in this frequency for just a moment longer. Not because we have not finished, because what has happened here today deserves more than a closing word and an immediate return to the ordinary. Something real occurred in this message. Something was declared. Something was activated. Something was sealed. And I want the weight of it to settle all the way in before the world outside this space asks you for your attention again. So sit in it. Feel the difference between the weight you carried into this message and the weight you are carrying now. The first weight was the weight of the hidden season, the unanswered, the unwitnessed, the unnamed. The second weight is the weight of the commission, the weight of someone who knows who they are and who sent them. They are both weight, but they are not the same weight, and you can feel the difference. It is done. It is sealed. We receive it. God looked at you. He laughed with pride. He shook heaven, and he said 5 words that were always true, that are true right now, and that will be true in every season that comes after this one. That is my chosen one. Today you received it. Today you said yes to the declaration. And what happens next? What moves in your life from this point forward will be the living evidence of a chosen one who knows who they are and who sent them. In the name of the Father who has been proud of you through this entire hidden season. Amen. If something in this message shifted something in you today, I want you to do one more thing before you go. Share this with someone in your life who is in their own hidden season, someone who has gone a little still, someone who is in the middle of their own quiet season and cannot fully explain to the people around them why. You do not need to write a long message. Simply send it and let the Spirit do what the Spirit does. Because what was placed in front of you today was not only for you, it was for everyone your life is going to touch on the other side of receiving it. And if this message has spoken to you, hit that like button right now and subscribe to this channel. Every like is an act that says this message deserves to be heard by more people. Every share is you sending a chosen one the truth they have been waiting for. Subscribe so you never miss what God is releasing through this space. Like this video now, and let us keep going together.